episode lucky 13, because we don't believe in on luck. Lucky 13. I am Joe. This is the Ill Noise podcast, and I am here with my beautiful co-host, hey guys, and wife Neha. How you doing today, babe?
I'm doing great, Joe. I'm outside here in our backyard.
You are.
And how are you doing, my handsome husband?
Oh, I'm doing better because I'm with my beautiful wife, you. So how do people get a hold of us, hon, if they wanna reach out to us?
If they want to, they can email us at theillnoise24@gmail.com. Or
right. How do they follow us?
Well, first they can go to our website and go to all the follow channels there. Facebook would be the first one. Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, and we also do have, I think I said Twitter, the X. I might be missing one of them, but you
want to, I think you pulled it off there. Well, I'm obviously doing better, because you're with, and by the way, I'm digging the background of, like, your background is way cooler. Mine's like nothing. Yours is all vibrant and lovely. Well, again, welcome. We appreciate all y'all, and let's just keep going and hopefully keep growing. Before we get started, because we are doing this today, something happened. A person left us, and this person was really quick. This person was a Heisman Trophy winner. This person was I believe the first player ever to get 2,000 yards in a season. He did it in 14 games. I know it's 17 now. Growing up, it was always 16 for both of us. This guy then transitioned from a Hall of Fame pro football career to entertainment, and he was in movies. The one that means most to me, that I remember the most, that you probably potentially have seen, was The Naked Gun. He was rather funny in that. And he also did commercials. I remember, in particular, there was a rental car company. John Mellencamp was a fan of this rental car company because I believe it was Hurt So Good. Come on, baby. But anyways, Hurt. But then, so we had this amazing life, and then in '94, I just really quick, I was watching the playoffs with guys I knew from college and from my childhood. Randy was there, my boy Randy. He was there, and some other people there. And we were watching the playoffs, and then all of a sudden it broke, and we started following this white Bronco, and just life went crazy. And of course,
these Broncos are back.
Yes, he's back again. Broncos back, Broncos. But anyways,
but he's going up again.
Nice. But obviously, I'm talking about Orenthal James Simpson, otherwise known as don't call him Orange Juice, but OJ.
He's going to join the place where he sent his wife.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's not proved, because I believe there was a glove and it didn't fit, and apparently people had to quit. Anyways, we don't want to. We talked about a long time ago we wouldn't get political or religious on this, but OJ Simpson did pass away today as we're doing the podcast.
Yeah, I didn't know he had cancer.
Me neither.
Yeah, that's so sad. I mean, like he kind of became a more positive personality, and I think it was kind of in between, but he kind of came more like a positive.
What really kind of sucks right now, and then we're going to move on to the other things that we usually talk about in our podcast, but this just happened, and we kind of thought we should bring it to everybody. But what I find, just, very, very unique is that I assume everybody's now because he died. He died of cancer, which, as we both know, means a lot to me. But people are going to start saying like,
means a lot to a lot of people out there. A lot of people are
yes,
affected by cancer in the same way you have been.
Of course.
So I'm sure we're spreading a message.
Absolutely. But I'm just going to leave this at that. And OJ Simpson passed away today. Everybody watching this show, I wish Norm Macdonald was still alive. And you know what? And if there's a mic, I'm going to drop it. That's it. But I wish Norm Macdonald was still alive. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, research like a 3-year period where Norm Macdonald was the Weekend Update host, and he was taking shots at OJ after what happened, and the NBC executives that sort of had a relationship with OJ were kind of not cool with that, and Norm just kept doing it. Anyways, OJ, rest in peace. Everyone rest in peace. If you're resting, I always want it to be peace. If you're going to do it, I want it to be peaceful. So it's always going to be RIP. But let's move on to what we usually do in the show, because we don't. But that was big time. So we had to kind of reference it. But there was a couple.
Because we're a big football fan. We're big fans of football.
Yeah, and
whatever happens in life, we're still going to recognize the football players.
Absolutely. Well, and again, especially this. But we let's at least we won't put a bow. We know what happens when I put a bow.
Change the subject.
Yes, we will definitely change it. But what just happened this past week was the NCAA championship games occurred, and really quick, because it's not how the show usually goes, so we'll reference it. The men's side played, and University of Connecticut, which last year, I don't know if you remember, they were cutting the net because they won the championship.
Shirley and his boys.
Yes. They won last year.
Amazing.
Connecticut played against Purdue, and Purdue had on their team 2-time college player of the year, Zach Edey, right? Like he was on the team, and
how tall is he? 7 foot
3 or 4.
He's like the tallest person we ever heard of.
Giant. He's a giant. And he scored 37 points in the championship game against Connecticut. Zach Edey scored 37 points. Here's what I love about what Connecticut did, coached by Coach Danny Hurley, who you referenced, Coach Hurley. They said, Zach is going to get his. Oh, mama's listening. Can't swear. Zach's going to get his. Zach's going to get his. But everyone else, you ain't getting nothing, And I love that. Zach Edey put up 37 points, and Connecticut still crushed him. So, much props. There's only been, in my lifetime, I have witnessed exactly 3 now back-to-backs in college basketball. First one I witnessed was 91-92 Duke Blue Devils with Christian Laettner, Grant Hill.
What about the double you just witnessed a couple weeks ago by South Carolina?
Hold on. We're just talking. Hey, we're going to get there. We're going to get there, my love. We're going to get there.
Oh, you're just talking
in men's basketball. In my lifetime.
You've been only watching men's.
I'm just saying, hold on. We'll get where you're going to go.
You've only been watching men's.
Primarily, I've been watching. We discussed that last one. Hey, thanks for calling me out even more. But anyways, I'm just talking men's right now. In my lifetime, I saw the 91-92 Duke Blue Devils go back-to-back. I saw the 2005-2006 Florida Gators, led by Coach Billy Donovan, who's now the coach of the Bulls. They went back-to-back with Joakim Noah. Remember Joakim Noah? You probably remember Joakim. Joakim Noah. He was like, he was
I was in grade school, so I don't know what you were doing, but I wasn't that.
We just saw, thanks. By the way, you're getting darker. I don't know. It might want to. It's bright in the background, but there you go. That's my girl. I got sunshine. Nice. But so then I saw the I'm trying to there you go. I saw Florida do it with Billy Donovan, led by Joakim Noah, Ronnie Brewer. I mean, that team was Al Horford. That team was nice. But now Connecticut has gone back to back. So all the props to Danny Hurley and Connecticut for what they did. I just learned that in the last like 20 plus years, there's only been 4 teams that have had back to back. No. Sorry. Let me rewind. All right, let me rewind that for a second. I'm sorry. In the last 20 plus years, there's only been a few teams that have won 6 championships. And Connecticut was one of those. So, anyways, I know just got to give props for props sakes. But let's go to what we really want. Sorry, Mama. Bleep that. Bleep that. We really want to talk about is what went down on the other side with the women's game. Now, our girl, Caitlin Clark and Iowa made it 2 years in a row, the championship game. And once again, just like last year, they did not come out victorious. Not Stolke, not freaking Gabby Marshall, not our girl Caitlin. But let's give props. Let's give props because it's only been 10 times in women's NCAA history where a women's team has gone back to back. And Dawn Staley and South Carolina did it again. And they also, by the way, decided to go undefeated. You know what I'm saying? So much props to Dawn Staley, to connect,
Let me guess. This is the first time you've ever watched it.
Yeah. Yeah, but okay. How many times have you watched?
And
no, actually, I watched last year. I think we both watched some of last year. So I mean, no,
we didn't. No, we didn't.
I think we did. I think we did.
I'm not claiming to be a big sports fan.
Yeah. Never. No, but you are though. Oh, you are.
Yeah, since I've been with you.
Yeah. I turn
You've already called me out being a bandwagon person. Blah blah blah.
Oh, yeah.
I admitted to it.
Yeah.
But I'm calling you out being Mr. Sports fan your whole entire life. That you only got interested in women's sports when there's something big going on. You're not regular on it like men's sport.
Well, I agree. And I admit that. However, what I'm trying to do with what we got going on here is to continue to promote it.
Yes.
Because
and this is a big calling and a huge platform for a big change to happen for women.
I hope it does. I hope it does.
And I mean, forget about it's no blame, forget the past. It doesn't matter. I'm just having fun with you. And
no.
This is monumental. I've always been pro sports for women. In my small times, I've watched, gymnasts, I've watched tennis, I've watched, the time the women's basketball was in the Olympics, and then there was a spawn off from that. But because of low viewership, I haven't been.
It's been
prime, and
it's been. It's been the. I'm sorry. You're trying
because we've never subscribed to all the sports channels where I can get those.
No, you still have it. We have like 4 ESPN channels. You could still have it. That's lame.
I'm talking me prior to knowing you. I'm saying
okay.
My family, my situation has never been able to subscribe to all the premium channels like we even have now. So
do you know what the actual problem of women's sports has been? Literally since the inception, and I mean this with everything that I am, with as much context as I have. Huh?
Sexism?
No.
Or gender discrimination?
What the real reason women's sports is not huge is because, and I hope, hey, you're going to make this as short because this is real. Okay. Do you know why women's sports has never been where it should be? Because women have not watched. Yeah. And I mean that. Now listen, you can drag guys like me that are like, you know what? Like, hey, let's, you know what? This is kind of cool. Like watching, and this is something too. I remember playing basketball in junior high school and a coach telling me that, the guys should watch the girls more because the girls were more fundamental, meaning like the women, well, it was girls because it's like you're hot. Okay. So yeah, I was on the boys team. He was telling me about the girls. And he was like, watch the girls play because they're much more fundamental. Like they're playing more the way you should play. But one of the reasons why women's sports has not been huge is, not enough men have watched, no doubt about that. But women have not watched it and supported it the way I would hope they do. Like how I would hope women go out and just like vote, like when it's vote time.
Like I was saying, I didn't have the accessibility to it as readily as I had it to the men's.
Right.
And so it's like a battle.
Well, it's a battle, but it's a battle that, your gender has been losing just a little bit. But what I think is going to happen with Caitlin, because it did happen with you and me.
Go ahead.
What I think is going to happen with Caitlin is that more eyes are going to be on it. And I don't know if the trickle down effect will continue in college. I hope it will, because by the way, there's a player more gifted than Caitlin was, and she plays at USC, and her name's Juju. And I'm not saying, but I'm just saying, JoJo is a big fan of Juju.
And she's already killing it. And, we don't.
And she's a freshman. So just wait next year. Like, trust me.
I read a Twitter post. Like there's always these like comparisons. So the Fever last year, they're like on primetime TV, they aired one game, but next year they're gonna air 36 games. Caitlin Clark effect.
That is, if there's anything our channel has been, one of the things, we were talking, before about the Chiefs and, Travis, Taylor, and Jason, but blah, blah, blah. But if there's something we want to convey, is the Caitlin Clark effect. And what you just did, my love. And by the way, the lighting is amazing where you're at right now. You look as amazing as you always do, but it's beautiful. And I think there's somebody in the house behind you that's waving. What up, now? No, I'm just kidding. There's no one there. But that's the Caitlin Clark effect. So I just hope it trickles down to college still. And I hope the women's NCAA, game continues the way it is. But we'll be watching because, again.
We can also reference a couple of the other players we mentioned a week or two ago with Angel Reese.
And no. Again, I think we'll talk about that more but as far as just the Caitlin Clark effect goes, like, I think you're seeing it. And you saw it when Iowa either at home or on the road sold out like arenas for women's basketball.
Like the main ESPN channel. It wasn't on like the sub channels. They aired at prime time, and that's amazing.
Absolutely.
And, to see, Indiana Fever, I know we're going to go to one game at least, maybe more. So we're totally excited about that.
But if we can jump into my brother Jeff, his first car he ever bought was a 1968 and a half a Ford Mustang Fastback. So if we can, because it was a manual transmission. So if we can switch gears, it took me a long time to get there, but I think you know what I'm saying. But I think, to bounce to another sport, baseball means a lot to both of us. You're a Cardinals fan. I'm a White Sox fan. I hate to admit it right now, since they're maybe the worst team in all baseball, but that's okay. But we're baseball fans, and something's been like happening slowly but surely over time.
Yeah, and I think this past Friday, like it happened to a bunch of players in this particular position that you want to talk about.
Right. So when I was a kid, and I started playing baseball, and I love baseball. But one of the things I loved doing more than anything in baseball was I loved to pitch. Like I loved to pitch. So and I referenced it in an earlier episode, so I don't need to go there. But my father introduced me to baseball. We used to play catch on the side of the house in 2824 Sheridan Drive in Woodridge, Illinois 60517. But watching baseball here for the last, for me, 40 plus years, but 30 plus. Damn it. Anyways, but for watching forever, you see all this amazing stuff, and I always concentrate on the pitchers. And what's been happening, and it's been ramping up, is that more pitchers than it happens more than it doesn't for a pitcher. Like if you start pitching right now, if you don't throw upper 90s to triple digits, or at least not on pace to do so, you don't even get to play baseball right now the way it's situated. And more pitchers are blowing their arms and having to have surgeries, and like alarmingly, where like if we had a son right now, honey, I don't think I'd want him to pitch, because if you can't throw hard, you can't make it into baseball right now. But it's really alarming.
It's basically the ulnar collateral ligament in the elbow.
UCL. Yes. UCL. Yep. And it's Tommy John surgery, which is named after, wait for it,
Tommy John.
Yes. But it's really crazy. And there, I believe there's two specific reasons why we've gotten to this point. And I'm just going to, mention what I want to mention, and then I'd love to hear from you. But there's two reasons specifically we've gotten to this point. The two reasons are velocity and spin rate. And we're telling kids basically, if you can't creep towards triple digits throwing a fastball, so that means 100 miles an hour throwing a fastball, then we got nothing for you. So the Greg Maddixes back in the day, in our lifetime, one of the best pitchers of all time, would never make it now. The Jamie Moyers, Tom Glavines, all the soft tossers, like they wouldn't even be drafted anymore, because literally baseball is looking for, because you find that the faster you throw, the harder it is to hit the ball, and so on and so forth. But what's happening is that we are really just doing nothing but reinforcing speed, right? Velocity, that's it, right? And spin rate. So, back when I was watching pitchers back in the day with the Nolan Ryans, the Tom Seavers, Steve Carltons, Greg Maddixes, Pedro Martinez's, Randy Johnson's a whole different stuff. But, these guys, like, even, Pedro was throwing pretty hard too. But it was still, there was still like a certain amount of pitches you would throw. You'd throw a fastball, you throw a changeup, you throw a curveball. Some people throw sliders, but that was kind of it. And now, there was still a lot of pitches being thrown, but now it's all about speed. And then it's all about the difference of speed. So not just throwing a fastball, but throwing like a slider, which you're basically, when you're throwing the pitch, your arms crack it out. So like when you're throwing a fastball, you're coming up and down. When you're throwing a changeup, you're throwing up and down, but you're just holding the ball different. So with a fastball, you'll two-seamer, you'll throw it. With a curveball, you're going to hold it with 3, maybe even 4. You're going to grip it. You're going to throw it. Now, what's happening is, people are throwing way too hard, but that's kind of where we've gotten to. And then B, we're trying to do all these sliders, these slurves, and everything else, and all these things that are cut fastballs, and all these things that are so hard on your arm. And I know I'm all blurry and stuff, but it's really just like, and it's just too much. It's too much velocity. It's too much torque. So you see everything that's happened with the game we love. And here's what I worry about. Okay. I'm worried that starting pitchers, the Chris Carpenters, you're a Cardinals fan. I'm saying names. My girl knows. The Michael Wakas, Waka Waka Waka. Like those guys that would go 7, 8 innings, maybe even 9 and complete the game. They're gonna be done. And if we keep doing what we're doing, like people are just gonna like, okay, this guy's gonna pitch for 2 innings and they're gonna throw for 2 more, and just because you can only do so much.
Yeah, but I think those 2 players are retired, aren't they?
Well, they are, but you missed the point, and that's okay, baby girl. My point is that, just seeing people go, 7, 8, 9 innings might be done. So I hope that we get grips on the fact that velocity should not be the king and placement should be the king. You remember Greg Maddux, and I'm a White Sox fan, so I'm referencing a guy that played in the Cubs and he played with the Braves. But you remember Greg Maddux, right? Yeah. He didn't throw hard, but that tree at our neighbors behind your right shoulder, that dude hit the 3rd branch without an issue because he could place the ball where he wants. I want to see baseball go back to that. I want to see baseball go back to pitchers that didn't rely on hardness, but relied on placement. And I think that could actually helps also. Hey, before we get going, we did see a movie this week, and I told you we were going to do this, and then I was wrong because I forgot it today as I was out and about doing stuff. But we should have gorilla masks on right now, and we should have gorilla masks on right now. Because, I'm not bananas, but, because we did see a movie. We did see a movie. What movie did we see this past week, babe?
I think, it was Monkey Man. And
Monkey Man!
It was an Indian type of Bollywood sort of movie.
It was no, I don't think that.
It was not a Bollywood movie, but
no.
It was an Indian.
There was not a lot of dancing and singing.
No, it was not.
And I've seen a lot of Bollywood. There's a lot of singing and dancing, baby girl.
Right? It was not a musical like most Bollywood films are. But
how would you surmise it?
It was a decent story. It wasn't like, oh my god, we wasted our movie pass. We should.
No, me neither.
It was a good story. I mean, but it wasn't like totally like, yes, I'm like, yeah,
Yeah. It wasn't developed. It wasn't developed well enough.
No, but it was a good story. Good. It was good. I first gave it a 4, but now I'm kind of giving it 3.5 more. I think about it.
Oh, I'm with you. I give it a 3.5 as well. I think that's 4 out of 5.
It was
Illinois podcast ratings. We go both 3.5. And I think that's acceptable.
I think go see it. If you miss it in the movie run, definitely try to see it later on any of the streaming.
Dial it up. Yeah. But it was still good, though. It was still good. It was kind of like, if I may really quick, it was kind of like, so this gentleman, when he was a kid, watched this other guy basically like, I don't know, kill his family. So he kind of like wanted this whole like, I gotta get even, which who wouldn't? Like if someone, when I was a kid, killed my family and I saw who they were and they still were alive, I'd want to like.
He was a corrupt policeman, so it's like,
not only corrupt, he was, and this is where I think we're going like full circle. He almost like it's not like it's not like his parents were named Nicole and Ron Goldman. No. Hey. Get that out. No. Don't drink orange juice. I reference OJ. My bad. But it was this whole thing. We watched it. Again, we both say 3.5. I think you're right on the money. I agree with you. I'm so glad that your background is I think I got to go on the roof next episode because you're like, I got a wall behind me and you got like this amazing background. But great. Spending some time with you, babe. I have a feeling once we're done here, we're going to be in the same room and hanging out. But great spending some time with you. Great spending time with everybody else. Baby girl, you want to say goodbye to everybody?
Yeah, it was great chatting with you guys. And I hope you guys all have a great week.
Absolutely. Take care, everybody. Much love.